What's up, y'all? Back at it again. All right, how did I get into LPN school, licensed practitioner nursing? Okay, so it was one of those things where I was taking my anatomy in lab and I didn't do well. I did not pass. I did not pass. And that's because I had so much on my plate emotionally. And like I said, I had two jobs. I had so much going on my plate. I just couldn't do it. Didn't pass. And so I knew it was before the deadline for the LPN program. I said, man, I gotta figure out how the heck I can make some money fast. I mean, fast and enjoyable towards my career because, y'all, I'm a professional job hopper. If nothing does not meet my needs and I'm not satisfied and I'm always pissed when I go to work, then I need to get up out of there. And I said, me being in college for this long, I gotta figure out how I can make good money throughout this college experience while working on my bachelor's. Like I said, I've already been working on my bachelor's before I even went to LPN school. So I said, cut out the college crap. I'm about to go back to my old Votech from high school. One thing about my school is that when I was in high school, I'm 22, that was about 5 years ago, we had the opportunity to go to a Votech okay, say we went to school from 8 to 5. Half of that time, whatever field that you wanted to get once you leave outside of high school, you could go to a Votech and already be training for it. So it was a nice prestigious high school. Like they was already getting us prepared for our careers. As long as you had to take a test and everything to go to the school for 2 years. So how I did was I took a test and I chose the morning days and I got accepted, and I got accepted into a thing called advanced health program. We did medical terminology. They even put us through our CNA classes, our AUA classes. They did anatomy and physiology. Like those credits were towards my science credits for high school. So I went to two schools while in high school. Well, it's not easy. So I decided to go back to this school. This school is banging. It's a real good school. Hold on one second. Somebody. Okay, so I went back to this old school and I tried to figure out the core requirements. And what it is they go by a point system. So I gave them my college graduation, not graduation, my transcript. They either went by a transcript from the college or your high school transcript. Like I said in my previous videos, I had the opportunity straight out of high school to get my LPN, and they were going to pay for it just because I was kind of grandfathered in from this Votech since I went here for 2 years in high school and graduated top of my class. Did not want to go that route, so I went straight to college. So went back 5 years later. Now I had to go back to college in the summer, and I had to redo my medical terminology in my anatomy and physiology, not anatomy and lab, anatomy and physiology. It's just one class. Anatomy and lab for your bachelor's or just your RN, you had to do two separate courses, and that's toward that credit. Only the Votech wanted anatomy and physiology together in medical terminology. They were going to accept my credits from high school because I've already done it, but I was past the 5 year mark. Like every 5 years, if you don't apply before then, you have to redo it. It's a whole new curriculum by then. And so I redid it in the summer. I paid those classes. I said, yo, I'm going to LPN school. I got to make some money right now. So I did those classes, and it was so easy. And then they was like, okay, you got that part down. Now you need to take the acuplacer. I said, acuplacer? And I was like, oh, I remember that. You had to do your reading, your writing, and your math. Like basically a whole review you have to test out for that. And so y'all, that was a struggle because I was working and I was still doing my college courses online or going up to school. So the days that I was off, I was studying for the reading, writing, and the math. Now the first time I took the acuplacer, my reading and writing was good, but my math was shitty. That's what it was. It was shitty. Like, I barely took the time to really study for that. Reading and writing was just blow off to me. Took it a second time. My reading and writing improved. Math still shitty. Well, let me tell y'all, I wasn't really studying. I was just hoping, okay, the next time I can do it. And then the advisor that I had, I still remember him from me. He was like, you gotta make a good grade if you want to get in here, because this is the VOTEC that I was going to is a very prestigious VOTEC. A lot of people are applying to this program, over 100 people. So I knew I had to get my scores up to be considered, although I went to the school in high school, because they look at that too. You went here in high school, but we need to make sure that your scores are still good. And so I studied my butt. When he told me that, he was saying that 100 people was applying and only 25 was getting in. I studied my butt off. Let me tell you, all night I didn't even sleep. I think I even called in the next day to study my butt off for 24 hours. I went in a week later. I took just the math alone because my other grades was good. I scored above average. I studied hard because I knew, I said, I gotta make it. I gotta get in this class. This is what I need. And so I did. I gave him my transcript. And then they also, like I said, they gave me more points because I went here in high school. They gave me points because I had college credit. I had let's see, I had psychology, I had biology already did, I had sociology, I had nutrition, and the only thing I didn't have was just the rest of my sciences. Like I said, I was working on that, but it was just struggling. It takes so long to finish two classes at the same time: microbiology, chemistry, anatomy, and physiology. You have to take a lab for that, and you have to take a lecture for that. That takes a while, y'all. Unless you are just some human mathematician, you know what I'm saying? It's a process. And that's the time I don't have right now. I need to make money now. So I had my prereqs done for the LPN, and I had bonus points because I went here in high school. And then they also took if you had experience as far as work. Previously, like I said, I ran a clinic, and it was only two people working, myself and another girl. I ran that clinic by myself, and I ran another clinic that they had. It was a partnership, and I did that before. And then I done CNA work. So I had the previous owners of those companies that I used to work for. I had them sign it off on me, and I had them do letters of recommendations. And right then and there, just for me having college experience, for me going to high school, for me having above average acuplacer exams to get a placement in the school, I got in like that. No letter. Like I said, I went to Vegas with some friends, and like I said, you can look at my featured channel. If you look at my content, look at my featured channel. I went to Vegas, and I just partied my butt off, and I knew inside, I said, bro, I'm gonna get into this program, so let me have my fun now. And then when I got back home, you know, I opened the mail, and there was this big old package, and I went in my car, and I opened the thing and said, congratulations, you got accepted. Y'all, like, it was just so much tears of joy, like so much emotion. And I just knew, I said, this is what I've been waiting for. Although people be like, oh, it's just the LPN, you need to go back and get your BSN. Y'all don't know that as an LPN alone, you are doing real well, like above middle class. People make a decent income on that, and they can provide for their children way off from just the LPN's income. An LPN's income is just a stepping stone to their RN or their BSN. That's what I needed. I needed a stepping stone to get where I needed to go. And a lot of people don't have the luxury to just go to a 4 to 5 year college, and listen, debt free at that, and make it, because those classes are not easy. So when I got that package and I seen that, it was just tears of joy. Like, I just knew that this is what I wanted. Now let's get to work. And so like I said, I had everything done. I made my payments, and that's how I got in, y'all. So now I'm here, and now that you know a little background about me and how I got into LPN school, I had a lot of experience. And like I said, when you got experience, you get more respect that way. And let me tell you, when I used to do CNA work or I worked in a hospital, I would do PRN because, like I said, I was going to college full time. Even the people who had great backgrounds and their parents were providing for them, they were still doing CNA work. They were still doing the LPN route. And I was like, why are you doing the LPN route when you come from money? Your parents is paying for your stuff. They knew that they gained more respect if they had experience doing CNA work first or CMA, AUA, LPN, RN, BSN, and whatever they chose to pursue that way. They knew they would get more respect, more experience if they went that route and did it that way, and they love it. And they said after that they did the LPN, they said that everything was more easier than the average RN student. Most people that go into the RN program, you got to understand they don't have much experience and they're more stressed out that way. My aunt's done it, my cousins done it, and they said it was a relief that they did the LPN program because they got more help that way. So it was a breeze when they got their RN or their BSN. Now my nurse, no, I'm not my nurse, my aunt is a nurse practitioner. A breeze. So I take it as a stepping stone. That's how I got into the LPN program. So now that you know, like, comment, subscribe, y'all, and you'll get more content. Thanks.